Hi everybody, Maria here. I hope that you are doing fabulous today. So we're going to work on the pages a little bit for the blue journal. And like I said before, I think we're going to do 2 signatures for this, but who knows, maybe it'll end up being 3. So I have an envelope that I lined and I wanted it to be thicker. That's why I didn't run the paper through the printer on the other side and actually lined it with another piece of paper, because I think I'm gonna put it in the center of a signature. So right now, kind of what I'm doing is separating my papers by type, I guess you could say. This one really belongs with the printed ones. Let's see here. So, yeah. I don't really have a method except for, like, this is foreign language papers, this is ledger papers, stuff like that, book page, etc. That's ledger, even though it's printed on. These are plain, but they're not dyed plain. I'm going to put that with that. So I know you can't see all the piles, I'm sorry. I'm going to put, these with this. Okay, and I'm just trying to get some of it around. I know I want this, this is probably with printed papers. This is with printed papers, but I want the actual, let's see, which grouping? That's the actual papers. Okay, so I think there are 9 of these. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then I'm gonna count. What did I do with the envelope? Oh boy, there it is, as 10. I'm gonna count the envelope as 10. So I'm trying to think if I want, I'll put 5 in each signature. So I just want to make sure I don't see, like, this is similar to the envelope, so I don't want to put those together. So let's make sure we do that. 1. Is that? No, okay. Okay, so that's that. Oh, how pretty. Okay. So that should be 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Cool, okay. So I normally don't go above 10 or 11 pages in a signature, but I think I'm gonna do more on this one, just cause. So let's see here. Let's do 1 each of these. Let's do 1 each of these, and then I can use the 3rd one just for backing things. So I'll move that out of the way. Let's see, we have these 3. I think I'm gonna do, oh, we have 4. Do 1 each of those for now, and I'll come back to that if I need to. So that's going to take us up to 8. Let's do, because you can attach some of these as further pages. Let's go 9. And let's see here. Let's go 10, 11, 12 each. That's going to be joint, what do you call that? Hinged. 12, okay. 13. And I don't know that I want to include any more of these because these can be hinged on, or backers, okay. And then 14, and 15. Okay, so then what I want to do is think about my order. Okay, so when it comes to these pages that are not the, that's got blue, that's got gray, okay, that's fine. That are not the kit page, the printed paper, I want to think about what unique folds I might be able to give them. So for most of the kit page, I think I'm just going to go straight in half because that's going to suit it best. Okay. And then I can decide which way I want to go. And I can always change which way it goes. That's not a big deal because how I've printed these, most of them will match very easily the other way if I want to go solid instead of the print, the kit print. Okay. So let's just do that. I hope you guys are having a great day today. All right, so that's going to be those 5. And I probably will only do one signature with you guys today. I'll do the other one off camera. So then I've got, so the rest of it is this great different stuff. So then I have this, and this is going to stay like it is, but I am going to add something to strengthen the, probably I'm going to add, what do you call it? This, I like to add straw paper to hinge it. So just so you know, I'm going to do that. So we'll do that. This, I'm going to hinge this. I'm going to hinge this to a piece of one of these other papers that I have here. Maybe even this. That's, oh, that looks good together. So we're going to keep those together. And what I'll end up doing is that and folding that up like a pocket. Okay, so that's what's going to be there. We'll get to that in a minute. Okay, this one has stuff on both sides. And you can't really write on it. You're going to have to add something to it. So I think, let's see here. Let's take one of these. And I think I'm going to do that. And then I'm going to do that. Okay, and it's just going to, and maybe it'll have something underneath it. You know what I mean? Like a tuck spot or something. So that's what we're going to do with, oh, sorry if I'm off camera. Okay. All right, so that's that. That one's good. I'm going to make a separate pile for those. I have to adjust. Those are adjustable. Okay, so this one, that needs to be strengthened. Otherwise, when you, this is going to, sorry, I should finish my sentence. Otherwise, when you sew it into the binding, it's going to come apart, or when you pull on it too much, it's going to come apart. This is going to have to be adjusted. So I'm going to make that pockets, and I'm trying to think, this is pretty strong. I'm going to leave it, but it might need, I'm trying to think on the width here. Yeah, it's going to need some of it off. I don't mind if some sticks out, but I don't want it to stick out too badly. So let's just take off the little edges there. And if it becomes too much, what I can do is take off this side too and then hinge it. Okay, how much is that? That's still a fair amount, but it's good if your pages are not all the same size, you know? It looks better in a journal. All right, then we have this guy. He's a big one. He's gonna have to, you know what? I'm gonna just make this an extra bigger journal. So we're gonna do that again with this kind of fold. All right, we're gonna keep his height though. All right. This one, let's see, where are we on height? Just don't want to be any bigger than the biggest. So we're going to just take off the bottom a little bit and the top a little bit because I want to keep the page numbers, I think. And I don't want to take off too much of this artwork, but I'll take off some. And then I'm going to take off this, oh, not with this trimmer. Okay, I'm going to take off this persnickety edge right there. And then, let's see here. That is way too wide to do as a single page. I mean, as a double page. I don't know what I'm trying to say, but what I wanted to say is I wanted to be able to read this, but it feels like, okay, so if I took off this, how bad would it be on that side? Not bad at all. And then I could hinge this side. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, so we're gonna take off some of that, and then we're gonna okay, I'd have to cover all of that. So we're gonna take off all that too, you guys, and then we're gonna hinge it. Okay, just go a little more there, okay. And it's gonna take off some of the floral, but it'll leave the poem on the other side as well. So while it might not be ideal as far as the picture goes on that side, this poem's what I really wanted. So then we're gonna go get a paper for this. Let's see here, what might look good here? I kind of like that one because it has the, yep. All right, so we're gonna do those two. And then we have this guy. Maybe he'll do this and give a little fold at the top. But I'm not digging how wide it is, just for looks. So I think I'm gonna give him a little trim. Yep, I like that much better. Oh, pile. Okay. Then we have this one. Let's go traditional. But I've got some tearing on the edge, so again, I'm going to just give it a little trim. Okay. And then we have this. This is super delicate. I think, can I do that? Yeah, and have a skinny page, but I have to, think I'm gonna do that. I'm not gonna make it a pocket though. I'm gonna glue it down, actually, I think altogether, and make it stronger and do that. Or maybe I will make it a pocket, I don't know. But for now, that's what we're gonna do. All right, and then we have this one that's already got a fold there. That's way too big. Okay, so this will be probably a double fold. All right, so do that and do that. And let's make sure it's not taller than our talus. It's not. So we've got this great little pile here. And we've got our traditional folds here. Okay, and then we're gonna come over here and work on these guys. This will be the easiest one to start with. I want to cut this down to 1 inch. Okay, and then I want to cut it down to the top of whatever this size is-ish. Okay, so I just folded it to get it at an approximation. A little less is not a big deal. A little more you can cut off. Then I'm just going to put it, you could put it on the inside or the outside. It really doesn't matter, at least for me. I'm going to put it to the outside and grab my glue book. Actually, I've been using this piece. It's dry, so let's grab that. I need to put out the glue. Ooh, look at that. Did you see all that? Holy cow. Did you guys ever see that commercial as a kid with Go See Cow, Go See Cow, Go See Cow with the animals, the car lot commercial? I thought it was saying something about a cow when I was little. That's funny. Okay, so we're gonna do that. I'm just wiping off my hands. And I'll wipe that off. All right, and that strengthens that one. Because this is, I'm going to say this is 1800s book page. Okay, and then, let's see. Ooh, that is very gluey now. Okay. Then we have this, and I want this to show. I'm not worried about this poem as much, so I feel like I'm gonna turn this maybe into a pocket. Oh, that's upside down that way. Okay, so that's fine. Doesn't matter which way the pocket goes. All right. So if I glue that onto there. Oh, I see. Okay, so I can switch it. It's not a big deal. No, I want that onto there. Okay, let's do that onto there. And do I want to take a little off the bottom? I think I am. I know the other side's getting it, but c'est la vie. Okay, so let's do that. And then let's do that. Okay, I think I'll line it up at the bottom. So first let's glue the edge. Okay, and then where's my bone folder? There it is. Okay, and then put my cap back on because I don't want to lose it. And then let's glue this. So I need my book. Now, there we go. And let's hope the glue's a little kinder to me this time. Oh, better. Just had a little, well, it's still got some, but it's better. Okay. And let's glue this onto here. If you use enough, then you can move it around a little bit. Okay, so that, and then let's put a notch in that. Okay, so we remember it's a pocket. And then that will be that. Okay, that's that page. Then we have this one. And I think we just wanted to hinge this. Yeah, okay, so let's hinge this with some okay, so let's get our other trimmer because of the length. We're going to do 1 inch again. It's a little harder with this size. Oh boy, slow-mo. Okay. And let's just see here. I think I cut it crooked, but I'm going to put it on the outside and you won't see much of it anyways. All right, and we're going to cut that. All right. So we'll put that on that side. Okay. That's enough. Okay, then we're going to do that. Yeah, it's definitely a tiny bit crooked. All right. Now we're going to fold it. And it's just important that the page is even. And I see that I left a little at the bottom, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay. I'll do that. And then just going to fold that in half. Okay. We have this guy, last but not least in this signature. So him, how am I going to do? He's got no printing on the back. And I'm gonna do, I feel like, do I want to cover part of that? Oh yeah, I'll cover part of that so it becomes a tuck. So let me do that so that it strengthens it. So let's start with that. Let's start with that. I feel like when I'm taping, or recording I should say now, that shows my age, taping. I flow very much better because I'm not thinking too hard. Okay, so just pull that off. Okay, then I'm gonna do that, I think. Right? All right. Okay. Then, how did I want to do this? If I can remember, that's going to go like that to become a tuck on that side. That can be that, and then that is going to fold up like that or on the other side. So let's start by gluing that. Oh, let's punch a hole here if I can. Oh, yay. All right, then let's glue, and I'm going to glue here. And I'm gluing a little bit further than I should, but my hand gets shaky. And let's glue here, or I should say let's place it here. I'm putting the rough edge to the inside. Okay. So that becomes a pocket or a side tuck, whatever verbiage you like. Okay, and then that's that page, and then I have to decide, do I want to go over like that, and then you can have both, because you can still sit something here and here. I can, okay, or do I want to go around here? Yeah, I think I'm just going to go around here. And then I'm also going to make this like this, but I'm going to strengthen that right there because that wants to pop. Actually, you know what I can do? This wants to pop too, so let's just do that. And let's do this. And put that right there. Then let's do this. Sorry if I'm getting off camera at all. Okay. And let's do that. Okay. All right, and then let's see if I can get a punch in. What did I do with that size? There it is. Okay. It's just easier to do before you glue down. You can do it after, but it's easier before. And let's do some of this. Okay, where am I at? Okay. All right. Do that. All right. All right. And let me cover some glue because we're not going to be using that for a few minutes. Or I don't know, maybe for the rest of this video, probably. All right, so then that's that page. Okay, so you have that, opens, that side. That's fun. Okay. So now let's separate our stuff. Again, into piles. Because now we have to put the signature together. Okay, so first thing I always pick is what do I want to be my front and what do I want to be my center. So that I want to be my front, I think. Yeah. And then, oh, that's pretty. It's pretty. That's pretty. Okay, I'm going to go with this one. That to be my center. So I know what I'm doing there. All right. So I'll start with this, and I have this. Maybe I'm going to move into that. No, and I really feel like I might have to change that, but we'll see. Maybe that. Maybe that, and then that. Oh, I like that. That's fun. Okay. Then, so I have more of those than anything, so maybe then this. Okay, and then one of these. Oh, that looks good together. Then maybe one of these. Then, no, not one of those. Maybe one of these. Too small on that. No, I don't want one of those against one of those. Okay, so maybe you. Okay, I can deal with that. And then one of you, no, like 1, 2. Let's do, can you go next to you? No, this is going to be an issue. You. Nope, too many side things. That one, that. And where's that little one? Where'd that little one go? And that. Then that. One of those. That. Then that. Then that. Then that. Then that. Then that. Actually, I'm going to do that, I think. Hold it the other way. There we go. That, that, that. Let's see how that looks. And this is going to get cut down on a little bit. I'll tell you that right now. That's getting cut down to there maybe. Okay, so let's see. And that will have to be hinged. So what I mean by that is I'm going to have to take out the middle and then hinge it. So let's just see how the papers look together. And I'll probably put something here to take away some of the starkness of the white. But overall, I'm liking this. Yeah. Oh, yeah, okay. All right, yeah. Overall, I'm going to keep it, so I'm just going to shorten that and shorten that. But that's it for today, you guys. Appreciate you watching, and I'll put the other signature together off camera, and then we'll keep going on the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.